So the next topic is Euler-Totient function. Okay, so before presenting Euler's theorem, we need to introduce Euler-Totient function, or we can say we have to understand what is Euler-Totient function. Okay, so this Euler-Totient function can be denoted as phi of n, okay, which is defined as, this Euler-Totient function can be defined as number of positive integers which is less than number n, which is less than this number n, and also relatively prime to n. Okay, so this is the definition, or we can say how we define the Euler-Totient function, that it is a number of positive integer which is less than this number n and relatively prime to n. First we move to, or we can say first we have to understand what you mean by relatively prime. Okay, so relatively prime means if two numbers, say a and b, these two numbers are called as relatively prime if GCD of these two numbers a comma b is equal to 1. So how we calculate GCD, you already know. Okay, so these two numbers are relatively prime when their GCD of these two numbers equals to 1, or we can say there is no common factor exist except 1. Okay, means in between these two numbers there is no common factor except the number 1. So then if these two conditions satisfy, then we can say that these two numbers are relatively prime. So to calculate the phi n, we have to take all the positive integer which is less than n, and then we find out that they are relatively prime to n or not. Okay, so this Euler-Totient function is play a very important role in RS algorithm, okay, or in Euler's theorem as well. Now before moving further, there are some rules we can say that are used for Euler-Totient function. The rules are, first rule is that the value of phi of 1, if the number is 1 here, so the value of phi 1 is 1 always. Okay, this is rule 1. Now rule 2 is, for a prime number p, if we have to find out the Euler-Totient function for this number, which is a prime number, so we can directly calculate it as p minus 1. Okay, and the third rule is, suppose we have two prime numbers, suppose p and q. Okay, just 1 minute. If we have two prime number p and q with a condition is that p is not equal to q, okay, then we can take it as n equals to p into q, where n is that number we have to calculate. For that we have to calculate the Euler-Totient function. So this is the multiplication of these two numbers p and q. Then phi of n is equal to phi of pq, or we can say phi of p into phi of q. And if these two numbers p and q are prime numbers, then we can, from the rule 2, we can directly denote it as that p minus 1 into q minus 1. Okay, so these are three rules for calculating, we are using for calculating the Euler-Totient function. Okay, now we take some example, okay, and then we see that how we use these rules for finding the Euler-Totient function. Suppose example number 1. Suppose we have to calculate phi of 37. Okay, as we know that 37 number, n equal to 37, and n is the 37 is prime number. 37 is a prime number. So for that purpose we can follow the rule 2. Rule 2 say that if we have to find out phi of p, where p is a prime number, then we can directly calculate it as p minus 1. So as 37 is a prime number, means P equals to 37. So directly we can calculate it as phi of 37 as 37 minus 1 is equal to 36. So phi of 37 is 36. Means all the 36 number from 1 to which one? 1 to less than n, means 1 to 36, there are 36 number, okay, which we can called as Euler-Torschian function for this phi of n. Now we take in another example and see how we calculate the phi of n. Suppose if we have to find out phi of 10, okay, so if I have to calculate manually the Euler-Torschian function, this says that we take all the positive integer which is less than this number 10, means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9, because we have to take less than n. So n is 10, so we take it as 9 here. Now we check one by one all these numbers and check whether which number are relatively prime to 10. So 1 is relative prime to n, yes. 2, no. 3 is relatively prime to 10, yes. 4, no. 5, no. 6, no. 7 is relatively prime to 10, yes. 8 is relatively prime, no, because we have a common factor. And 9 is a relatively prime to n. This means there are 4 numbers from 1 to 9 which are relatively prime to phi of 10. So the Euler-Torschian function of phi of 10 is equal to 4. So this is the way to calculate manually. But if I have to calculate according to the rule, then how we do this? So phi of 10 means we take the factors of 10 here. So 2 into 5 means we have two numbers 2 and 5. So we can take it as P, the rule 3, you know rule 3, we have two prime numbers P and Q. So 2 is a prime number, 5 is a prime number. So we take it as phi of 2 into phi of 5. So this according to rule 3. So phi of 2 is a prime number, 2 is a prime number and 5 is a prime number. So this is phi of Q and this is phi of P, or phi of P and phi of Q. So we take it as phi of 2 is 2 minus 1 into 5 minus 1. So it becomes 1 and 5 minus 1 is 4 and answer is 4 again. So you can calculate according to the rule or manually, the result will be same. Okay, so this is how we find the Euler-Torschian function. Okay, now we take in another example. Suppose if I have to calculate phi of 35. Okay, so first because 35 is not a prime number, so rule 2 doesn't follow. So we take the 35, can we factor 35 as 5 into 7, so 5 7 is a 35. This means 5 and 7 are these both numbers are prime, so we can follow rule 3. Okay, so we take this as phi of 5 into phi of 7. This is a 2 prime number, so now we take it as rule 2. So this becomes 5 minus 1 into 7 minus 1. This will become 4 and 6 and answer is 4 6 are 24. So the answer is 24. So this is how we calculate phi of 35 according to the rule. Okay. So if you have any doubt, then you can ask in our comment section, and keep watching our video, and in my next video I will discuss Euler's theorem by using this Euler-Torschian function. So thank you so much.